California Governor Gavin Newsom just announced all state employees must show proof of vaccination. Healthcare centers will also need to verify workers have, in fact, gotten the shot. State workers who aren't vaccinated will be subject to weekly COVID testing, and they must continue to wear masks. Joining me now is California Governor Gavin Newsom. Governor, thank you so much for your time. Lots of ground to cover here. I'll start with your announcement. Nearly 3 out of 4 eligible Californians, I believe, are at least partially vaccinated. Explain to us the timing of this. What's pushing you to require state employees to show proof of vaccination now? And just logistically, how does this work? Do you have any privacy concerns?
Well, 246,000 state employees will be directly requested, in fact, required to provide verification of being vaccinated. If they are not vaccinated, they'll be required to submit to testing. What's significant about this announcement is it moves beyond just state employees. It also goes to the public and private healthcare system. We have some of the largest employers in the state of California that joined this and are aligning with the state requirement in terms of vaccine verification and or testing. And the answer to your question of why now, it's pretty self-evident. We went from 0.7%, the lowest positivity rate in America, just a handful of weeks ago, now to 5.3% positivity. We're seeing the number of people in hospitals increase from 900 to just over 3,000 today. And as was just stated, this is the summer. This is when COVID survives, and into the fall it begins to thrive. We want to get ahead of that curve.
And just to put a button on it, sir, how logistically will it work? How will the state verify the vaccination records of these employees and healthcare workers?
We have the capacity to the database to do that. We will guarantee people's privacy. Their personal information is not shared at all. The verification process could be an actual card, but we've also digitized that process as well for ease of use. And as a consequence of those that are still teleworking, they'll be exempted for the moment. And as the workforce comes back, we'll begin the process. So the logistics may be challenging. Of course, that's why we have an implementation starting next Monday, August 2nd, 9th to the 23rd. So there's a multi-week application implementation.
As you know, as we were talking about various agencies, cities, municipalities grappling with this very same question about mandating vaccine. Earlier this month, you're probably aware, the Military Times reported that the Pentagon is waiting for a full FDA approval before requiring the shot for service members. Why not wait until the FDA gives the vaccines full approval before you mandate it in your state for your workers?
We don't want to go back to where we were this fall. We don't want to wait till we're overwhelmed in our ICUs. We don't want to wait till thousands and thousands of more Californians die of a virus where they simply can save their lives by getting a simple vaccine shot. You got 25%. You noted 75% of Californians have received at least one dose, but 25% of people are choosing to live with this virus. You can't choose to drive drunk. You put your life at risk, you put other lives at risk. At the end of the day, we've got to be a little bit more assertive to help people get this disease behind us, to help society ultimately end this pandemic. At the end of the day, this is the remarkable thing. We have the one thing the rest of the world's desperate for, and that's ubiquity and abundance and access of a life-saving drug. We can end this pandemic in a matter of weeks and months. It's a question of choice. It's a question of decision, and we want to encourage that. And we certainly believe in, well, leading by example as state employees, as the largest employer in California. It's time.
The second part of what you announced today was that if you don't get vaccinated, you have to be subject to weekly COVID testing. And as you're probably aware, with Delta variant being hyper contagious, recent studies show that it may not be enough to test just weekly. Do you think weekly testing for unvaccinated people will be enough to mitigate the spread? Or are you concerned that there is a gap time here between those that remain unvaccinated not sufficiently being tested frequently enough to catch those that may actually have the Delta variant or other incoming variants?
We are specifically concerned about that. And as a consequence, we're requiring it twice weekly in certain settings, recognizing the efficiency of transmission of the Delta virus. So you're exactly right. In congregate settings, in jails, acute settings, skilled nursing facilities, that's a requirement now if you've been unvaccinated. And not only be tested now twice a week, not just once a week in those settings, but also a requirement to wear respirators, to wear the N95 masks, and other settings to wear procedure and surgical masks as well. These non-pharmaceutical interventions and additional addition to those weekly tests.
Let's talk about the intersection, if we can, of COVID and politics for a moment. Your handling of the coronavirus, sir, has been a driving force behind the recall effort. Can you just set the record straight for us? Do you support mask mandates right now, the decision that was made in L.A. County recently?
Yeah, we support localism. We support what's happening in not only L.A. County and Pasadena, but also throughout Northern California and the Bay Area. Well over half the state's population, particularly in the most densely populated parts of the state, are under some form of either a mandate or recommendation for face covering. But our focus here today is on the 25% of people that haven't been vaccinated. We can end this disease and we can move beyond mask wearing. We can move beyond the stress and the rancor around in-person instruction for our kids, or concern around lockdowns and social distancing once and for all by getting people vaccinated that are eligible to be vaccinated. And that's our primary focus. And we continue to encourage those local decisions for those non-pharmaceutical interventions like face coverings.
And what do you attribute those 25% that have remained unvaccinated? What do you attribute that to in your state?
Well, overwhelming majority of misinformation by right-wing pundits, period, full stop. Time to be a little bit more specific. The Ron Johnsons of the world, the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, the Tucker Carlsons of the world. I watch them. I listen. I pay attention. They're misinforming people. They're literally putting people's lives at risk. People are dying because of the misinformation, either knowingly or unknowingly. Regardless, time to call it out. Draw these lines. The overwhelming majority of people, and there's good people that, look, I recognize have real hesitancy and real concerns, and we're working in California, leading the way in terms of addressing those issues and getting family doctors and providers to address those anxieties and concern. But let's call it out. There's been a right-wing talking point here, and it's overwhelmingly coming from certain networks, and it's having an impact on getting this disease behind us. Now it's impacting our economy. It's impacting not just our public health. It's impacting our ability to get our kids into schools. So enough. And including, by the way, the folks that are behind this damn recall in California. These are the exact same people describing mask covering to the equivalency of the Holocaust. It's the same folks. And so, look, you're right. Those things are connected, at least in this state. But more importantly, we're connected as a country by this misinformation, and we've got to call it out.
All right, California Governor Gavin Newsom, sir, thank you so much for your time. We hope to continue the conversation with you in the weeks ahead.